The way I compete is like, when I was younger, I would just try to go in and compete and like, just try to like do one move or like just try to win on points or something, and I end up always losing. So then I started watching Marcelo like on YouTube and stuff, and I realized that he was like, just go for the kill, you know, and like he was kind of like, he would live by the sword and die by the sword. He would either tap you or he, you know, something would happen, but he was always going forward, you know. And then I decided to, like, since that day, to change my style and be aggressive and be smart, but always try to finish the guy. I think I'm different than many other guys because I think I could do it all. Like, when I need to win on points, or if I need to win by submission, or I could do anything. Like, I think that's why I'm different than most guys. Cause some guys can only do submission only. Some guys can only do like I don't know, let's say ADCC rules or IBJJF rules. And I kind of pride myself on like being able to compete at any level, any tournament, and being exciting and finishing people, you know. For me, I want to be the best in the world. I want to be the best ever, you know, and I think finishing people, it's like a period on the statement, you know. You know, when you tap someone, there's no really like questions or anything about that, you know. I'm gonna go all in, you know, I'm coming to finish you. I don't really believe in pressure, but I think I only go in with like one mindset, and that's like, I'm not gonna give up. So I don't really put pressure on myself. I just know what I have to do, and I know that I'm not gonna give up no matter what. So I just go in and I fight, and for me, I think I just want it more than anybody else. So when I go in, you know, I don't think like a bunch of things like, oh, if I lose, this is gonna happen, or anything like that. I just think one thing, and that's, I'm gonna go after this guy, and I'm not gonna give up, you know. Growing up, I kind of, in wrestling and stuff, I went through a lot of hard times, and I lost a couple of big matches in my life, you know, and I felt what it feels like to be on the opposite end of things. And I think the wrestling taught me to be mentally tough, and I think it helps you with like just your mindset a lot, you know. Not as much as in like technique and stuff. Like, I'm not really a wrestler if you watch me compete. I think people make jiu-jitsu more complicated than it is, you know. I think you only need one mindset going in, and I think jiu-jitsu is probably 99% more mental than physical, you know, because when you really want something in life, you know, if you go after it and you like kind of put it in your head that no one's ever going to take it from you, you can achieve what you want, you know.
Hell yeah, and butterfly we trust. Your ass up, choke your ass up, what? Choke your ass up till your face blue. Green flag, choke your ass up, choke your ass up.
When I first came here, I think Marcelo was a little bit different. He was very like, he wanted everybody to play the game, you know, and stuff like that. This is when I was really young, and I think since like Giannis came and like more like the other guys started coming, he started to appreciate like all the other games, you know. But the thing is with Marcelo is like, if he sees you doing a move, you know, he's like I work on a bigger guy, you know. So he always tries to make us like develop our games like kind of like efficient, you know, like Marcelo would fight, you know, he was always arm dragging, always going around the power. Marcelo's like water kind of, you know, he kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but he has his style, and he tries to make us be like that, you know. And Marcelo always makes us do absolutes and stuff like that. And like in the beginning, I hated doing absolutes. I would never do it and stuff, and now I cannot do it. When I train, I think about bigger guys, and I think about, you know, beating them with technique, because like I don't lift, I don't do any other shit in conditioning, so basically I'm just like all technique, you know, and I do pretty decent in absolute. So
Dillon, like everything seems to be so natural for him, even the competing side. It's normal to get nerves, but he knows how to control his nerves when he's out there, so it's a big quality. Not everyone has that. He trained really hard, and he's constantly like getting better. Dillon's been coming here since he was young, so I know him since he was very young. Not that well in that time, but since he moves the same builder than I get to know him a lot more. When I see someone with his talent, I just don't want to waste that talent. So I maybe end up pushing more because I know he has a big potential. I don't want to stop where he are. As I already mentioned to a lot of people, I want to make my students better than me. I believe like because I'm here and I was able to do it, so I think I can help them to get better than me. And so that's my goal.
The way I see being the best is like never making excuses. Like I see a lot of guys, they fight like one tournament or they fight a certain rule set and they'll be like, oh well, I lost because of this, I lost because of that, you know? And they always make excuses and they always blame it on the rules or they blame it on certain things. For me, like, I would never do that. It doesn't matter what tournament I fight, IBJJF, submission only, Metamoris, anything. I want to be able to win everything, you know? And I think to be the best, you have to be able to adapt yourself to any style, any point system, anything. I just want to just keep winning, and I think winning is what makes, you know, you become the best ever, you know? And not so much in just winning, but this style too, you know? I think a lot of people like are starting to fall into the style of just holding or stalling and just winning by advantages, stuff like that, you know? And it's actually becoming kind of like a trend in jiu-jitsu, so I'm trying to break the trend, you know? Sometimes obviously you have to do those things. I'm not against it because, you know, I see like sometimes you have to do those things. Sometimes I have to do those things, you know, to win a match. You know, you can't always just go for the submission because, you know, sometimes the guy's not giving it to you or something and the guy's a really good point guy and you need to be able to adapt yourself. And that's the thing about submission fighters. Sometimes they fight IBJJF and they can't adapt and they lose. So I want to be able to do it all, you know? I think that's the best way to train, that's the best way to be, you know? It's no excuse mindset. I think you just got to go out there and fight, you know?